Hello and welcome back to Round the World Explorations. Today we'll be talking about the episode 3 of the Dang series. If you have still not watched episode 1 and 2, I strongly recommend watch those episodes first as it will establish the strong storyline of this whole journey. You can find both the episodes in my playlist of Dang's The Hidden Wilderness. It will be presented to you in the I button which will come here. Now that you have watched both the episodes, let's continue with the episode 3. Many a times you might have heard monks or saints saying that certain places hold a spiritual value. Now these places don't just hold spiritual value because it was visited by a holy saint or by Lord or a Lord is being worshipped there. There is certain energy in these kind of places which when you reach there calms your state of mind, calms your body. We were so tired after the whole day of trek of climbing the Mangi and Tungi peaks that we thought we might need a whole day to take a rest and then return to Surat. However, only one night of sleep was sufficient for us to completely wash off all the burden which we had. And when we opened the door of our room and walked out, we saw the majestic view of Mangi Tungi Peak with bright sunlight beams coming from the corner with mist all over the sky. It was nothing short of a landscape straight out of a movie scene. After enjoying that beautiful morning, we had breakfast and shot straight for Surat. Now, if you remember, while coming from One Vihar stay home to Mangi Tungi, we saw a bridge and the landscape at that bridge was very beautiful. That location was actually the Dawn Hill Station. It lies in the middle part of Gujarat. And we thought, why not visit the Dawn Hill Station as it is so famous while our return journey continues? So it was decided that we were going the Dawn Hill Stations as our first stop. But boy oh boy, the roads in the Maharashtra regions are just terrible. Moreover, adding to the tragedy of those bad roads, they were carrying out repair works and making some sort of a bypass. Now due to those repair works, what the guys did was the actual road which was made of concrete and cement was broken down by JCB and they made a circular path around that broken section which was completely made of mud and sand. And due to the heavy rains, that mud and sand mixture became slush. It was almost impossible that any vehicle with low ground clearance could cross that section. However, somehow we managed to cross that section. After crossing that treacherous obstacle, we somehow entered the Gujarat border. And man, the government is doing such great work. I'm not saying because I live in Gujarat, you can clearly see in the video that the difference between both the governments and the people who are constructing these roads as well as the tenders which are being passed. I don't know what is happening with all the money, the tax which is being collected by the Maharashtra government, but the roads in Gujarat are just great. After praising the road networks of Gujarat state and swearing to the municipality of Maharashtra government, we somehow reached the starting point of Dawn Hill Station. I must give you some insights on what is the Dawn Hill Station. The road to Dawn Hill Station is a very narrow road and it climbs very steep. So if you do not have an experienced driver with yourself, however, I must say that do not attempt to climb this hill if you do not have proper skills or if you have never driven your vehicle on ghat section. Because in normal ghat roads, the roads are made a bit wide. However, in this hill, because it's a remote location and the road which climbs to that hill leads to nowhere. It ends there. That's why the road is narrow, however, it is good. So, if you know how to drive, you can easily climb it, but don't expect too much. Drive easily, drive slowly, and drive with caution. Following all these three principles, we finally reached the Dawn Hill Station top point. Well, this top point is also known as Vulture Point. A bonus tip, while you are returning from the Vulture Point as well as the Dawn Hill Station, because both the places are just side by side, while you are returning, you will find a small patch of land which is completely flat, and there will be a small road. What I can say, it is not a normal road, it is a dirt patch. You can take your vehicle through that dirt patch, and then you will see a point. It is a flat point full of grasslands, and at the end of that point you will see the complete Dawn village, and the views from that point are also amazing. So if you are planning to visit Dawn Hill Station, first climb to the hill station, then on the return journey, take a 10 to 15 minutes break and stop at this point. Your vehicle will also take a breath. Just take a 15 minutes break, enjoy this scenery, and then continue your journey. After the mesmerizing views of Dawn Hill Station, our next destination was the Pandav Caves. That is, there is a cave and waterfall is falling in front of the cave. So behind the waterfall is the whole cave, and it is straight up gorgeous. So that place is a must visit. Well, you must be thinking that we visited so many waterfalls, but in none of them did we take a dip, because these waterfalls needs to be assessed first, and then only you should dip your even a single foot in the water. If it is risky, if it is hazardous to your health, do not risk your life just for that one swim, just for that one photo, or just for that one video. First, assess the whole destination. Assess if the water is safe to go in, and then only put your feet and body in that water. There can be snakes, there can be insects, there can be poisonous reptiles, so you do not know what can happen next. And the worst of all, you never know if you are going to slip and fall. So after assessing all of the landscape, if you know it is safe to take a dip, then only you should take a dip. And the boys, they wanted to take a dip, but all the destinations which we covered till now, none of them were safe. To the next destination, that is the Anjanikund waterfalls. Well, Anjanikund is a waterfall which falls from a very higher height compared to Pandav Caves. So the water falling has much more larger impact on the rocks beneath it. Moreover, the volume of water which is falling from that waterfall is also of tremendous quantity. And that's why there are many step puddles formed all around that waterfall region, because the feed water is of so much large quantity that it is stored around the surrounding regions. So we decided if we wanted to take a safe dip in the waterfall waters, we must go to Anjanikund. So after reaching Anjanikund, it is around a 10 to 15 minutes this aside. We started our walk, and within 10 to 15 minutes, we found this best place. I will add up the photos here, here and here. After taking a nice dip in the water, we returned from the Anjanikund waterfalls. All of us were again tired because overall we covered 4 major destinations in one day, and forget not, we also visited the Mangitungi peak and climbed it just a day before. That's why all that tiredness was again kicking in, and that's why we decided to end the trip here and return to Surat. One of the friend was dropped at Bardoli, and the 3 of us returned safely and soundly to Surat, and finally ended at this iconic destination, which is the Chandan Omelette Center, because all of us were hungry and all of us are vegetarian. So we decided where would be the best place where we can fill our stomachs without costing way too much and adding more to the budget of this trip. If you like such storytellings, like such hidden gems, and like such road trips, please consider subscribing to this channel and follow me on Instagram right here at rtw.explorations. There you will find the real-time updates of all my journeys in vertical form. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.